Hey, you remember that first season of Tales of Wedding Ring anime that came out not too long ago, like probably last year or so? Did you know there was a season two? Yeah, season two of Tales of Wedding Ring is currently airing right now. I just got done watching the third episode, and I need to talk about this because just specifically this third episode today, because my freaking gosh, I am wondering when is the gaslighting gonna end with this show, man? And I'm not saying that we're talking about like some gaslight shows that I've already talked about not too long ago, not too recently, of course. But I'm like, when is our main protagonist gonna just get on with the main girls of the show, man? Cause holy moly, I'm just like impatiently waiting to like see when the main character is gonna do the deeds to these five characters. So I guess a little bit of a speedrun recap. If you don't know what Tales of Wedding Rings of this show's all about, it's basically about a dude who goes to a different fantasy world with his girlfriend that he spent with so many years. And throughout this whole fantasy world journey, he discovers that he is the new Ring King, and the goal is that he needs to collect all five rings all five different wives, and use it to banish and beat the Abyss King, who is the polar opposite of the Ring King. And basically, he wants it to be where it's like light versus darkness will come over. That's basically what the premise is all about. The first season, when it came out back in God, I guess I'll look it up. Of 2024 of last year, that one was like not too bad and had a lot of potential of being like a good, fun, bad, trashy anime. And surely, like given that it was just only the first season and on such a interesting bit of high note, but like a bit of a cliffhanger, like oh no, we didn't beat the Abyss King, but we will find a way to beat the Abyss King come next season. And truthfully, I didn't think we would ever get a second season of Tales of Wedding Ring after that first season because it was at the end of the day, the show was fine for what it came out with at the time, but it felt really forgettable. But with the second season and now up to this third episode, I gotta say, man, I feel like we're kind of repeating the same thing over and over again. And especially today's episode, I really thought the main character was gonna finally get on with all of our main fucking girls here, because like the third episode's premise is basically like, okay, they realize they're super weak, they can't defeat the Abyss King, so one of the elders suggested that okay, let's and if you want to get stronger, if you want the girls to get stronger, you gotta have sex with them. You gotta do the deeds with them. And it's like, okay, this is it. Let's fucking go. Here we go. Because honestly, going like up until this point, up until the third episode, it felt like it was teasing to like a more hentai route, in my opinion. But man, today's episode was kind of like the same old slapstick comedy when it comes to like a male protagonist looking at a naked girl, like, oh no, kawaii eyes, and like straight up like putting his hands on his eyes and shit, and like denying it. Like it's cool. I get like what it's trying to be. Where it's like, yeah, we don't need sex. We don't need to have sex with my girl so we can get stronger to beat the Abyss King. We can do it with the power of love and friendship. And it's like, I guess so. Like whatever. At this point, like I was hoping we get something really spicy. I mean, don't get me wrong. The third episode today had a ton of fan service, and I actually did like it. But I'm just left here wondering, like, man, what was the point of that whole build up, man, prior to this? Because it really felt like it was gonna go to something like really fun, bad in a way. And today's episode was like, I was hoping we get something good out of it. So honestly, despite my disappointment factor with the third episode today, there are some good highlights that I will compliment with Tales of Wayward season two. For one, I can't believe we have to say this here in 2025, but this anime has better animation and movement than the first episode of One Punch Man season three, which I will get into in like a bit of a video in a little bit, but just know that the animation for this show is still really nice. It is crisp and smooth. The voice acting is still really good, still pretty decent for a show of this caliber. And overall, like in terms of where this second season's heading, it feels like it's gonna actually wrap itself up because when looking up the manga of this show, it is a really short series. Like I think it's a pretty short series with some short chapters. Let's put it that way. So I am hoping that it this is going to the end of this show. I'm hoping it ends on a bit of a high note because right now I think it's just setting the stage of what's to come. But yeah, Tales of White Ring season 2, episode 3. It's pretty good. A little disappointed because I didn't get to see my main character get it on with all five of our main girls here. But you know what? I'll give this show a fair shot and see like what happens from the next 10 episodes past this point. But yeah, just want to talk about this a bit. That's it. See you on the next one. Later.